Okay, so welcome to Silverstone's Tesla. This is the Tesla Model 3, the Performance Edition. So everything is controlled by the tablet here. So there's no dials, there's no controls. Everything is completely done by this tablet. So I want to quickly go through some of the main features of this tablet. So as you can see, straight away we've got the miles per hour. So that's the gauge there. That's there, so it's 252 miles I've got on the charge. So the charging is very straightforward. I've got a charging point at the back of the car, a supercharger that's free of charge on the Model X and the Model Y. We have to pay for it on the Model 3. It's about £12, but it takes about 30 minutes to charge it all the way to full. Just 310 miles is the actual charge that you get from this car. I've got a supercharger at home. Well, not a supercharger. I've got a charger at home, and that takes about 2.5 hours. To charge. So we've got all the different bits here. So this is the car, that's the charging point, as you can see, and that's to open the front of the car and the boot as well. This is all Google Maps, so everything's all touch display as well. So this is all Google Maps, and we've got functionality at the bottom here. So this is the menu here. So let's turn that off. So with this, the menus are controlled at the bottom. So we've got the heating controls here, and you can see you can sort of put the different directions, left, right, up and down, and that's on both. You can either control it by here, or it's voice activation as well. So you just press a button and say what temperature that you'd like it to. So if I do that there, so you just press it, there's a button on the actual steering wheel. So if I just press that, temperature 14 degrees. So now it's low. Once again, and you'll see it there, temperature 14 degrees. Temperature 24 degrees. It's automatically done. So once again, heated seats, and that's for the screen, rear and front. And when you click the car symbol here, you've got, it then goes actually into the main sort of core of the car. So it's the quick controls. So you've got the light setting, so the different lights. You've got the locks, display, driving style. So at the moment it's in sports mode, steering wheel's comfort, and it's got the regen as well for the in its standard regen. So when you're driving the car, take your foot off the brake and it'll regenerate the battery as well. And it's got autopilot. Autopilot's standard, but you can upgrade. I think it's about £4,500 for the full autopilot. But I've still got autopilot functionality. So when I'm driving the car, just press the stalk down twice and it'll automatically take over. Navigation, settings there, service and so forth. Software update, everything's updated via Wi-Fi, so I don't need to drive anywhere to a service station. It's all done via Wi-Fi. And at the bottom here, so it clicks open, so you press that button there, and it sort of just, so you've got Toybox, entertainment, web, charging, energy, camera, and calendar. So with the Toybox, this is some of the functionality that it's got for a bit of a laugh. So I'll just choose two here. So I've got a whoopee cushion. So as you can see, it's just a bit of a laugh that Elon's decided to incorporate into the car. And that's a ludicrous fart, that particular one. And we can have various different ones. Falcon fart. But yeah, so passenger sits in, and lo and behold, that's what happens. So come out of that there. One, my personal favourite, is this one here. So just imagine you're sort of sitting there, nice view, summer's night, and you press the fire symbol, you get a lovely fire display. When the display's on, all of a sudden then the heating will then start to come through the car to get it nice and warm in the cockpit of the car. Nice and chilled out with your partner. Well, what more do you want? Well, I'll tell you what you do want. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Just a nice little touch. You don't get that in many other cars. But, oh yeah. Anyway, that's enough of that. So, go back to this. Toybox, once again, you've got various different things there. Entertainment, you've got arcade. So these are all the games that you can play. All these games can be played when the car's stationary. So if you just if your partner's going shopping and you're in the car for a certain amount of time, you can have a quick razz on this. I'll show you exactly what it's like. So this one is Beach Buggy Racing 2. So I've only played it a few times. So it doesn't take long to load up. And what's happening now in the car is that the steering wheel is getting very light, because that's how we control the buggy. So that's the car there. That's not me because I haven't got those glasses. Let's do one player. Okay, so it starts off, as you can see, I can use the steering wheel, left and right, all the screens 1080p. To brake, you use the actual brake of the car, and it automatically goes. So it's sort of self-explanatory, but it's good. You know, it's just a bit of a laugh while you're waiting there, sort of passes the time. As you can see, I'm absolutely shocking at it. So let's just come out of that. Got various other games as well that you can play. Chess. Oh, that sounds really interesting. Then you've got theatre mode. Theatre mode. Netflix, YouTube, Twitch, and tutorials. Self-explanatory. Netflix. You can get all your latest programs, all your latest films, straight through to the car. The loading speed's really impressive. So it's extremely quick. It's like having Wi-Fi, to be honest. It's the volume control there. As you can see, I haven't actually signed in. Just get all the bits. It's all, once again, self-explanatory. Once I signed in, I can watch it, but I'm not signed in. YouTube, show what YouTube's like. Just takes a few moments. The Wi-Fi is usually good. We are just in a bit of a rural place here at Silverstone Fleet Management.com. Okay, so once again, it's all self-explanatory here. Got some Fireman Sam, which I've not been watching. But if I just choose one here, it's buffering there, and then you can play.
Gentlemen, I'm Agent Carter. I supervise all.
So you can see the quality is absolutely spot on.
What's with the accent, Queen Victoria? Thought I was signing up for the US Army.
What's your name, soldier?
Gilmore Hodge, Your Majesty.
Okay, so that's the arcade and theatre mode. What we've also got then is the web. So it loads up to the internet. You know, you can just search whatever you ever want to search on. It's very similar to a mobile phone on that, but you can actually type as well if you wish. It's just taking its time. And that's the Tesla main website there. Okay, and then charging. So this is the charging here. So this is very straightforward, which is good for me personally. So I've got a bit of a mark there. Okay, so the charging at the moment, I can set the limits to daily, which they do highly recommend if you're driving it a lot, sort of back and forth to work. You want to do like a daily charge. If you're going quite far, you're doing a trip, so you're doing sort of 200 to 300 miles. Best thing to do is charge it to there, so you can actually set it. I charge mine usually about 80%, 80 to 85, done there. So the limit of charge is 251. Sorry, that's how many miles I've actually got, so it's 251. That charge there is usually, that's probably about 270, 280. Last time I used a supercharger, it lasted, well, it took about 25, 30 minutes to charge it. That was from 6 miles charge I had left when I picked it up from Birmingham. Managed to get to a supercharger in time, which the car tells you anyway. Charged all the way up to 280 miles in 25 to 30 minutes. Cost me £15, £15.60 to be precise. So massive saving compared to the car I had previously. Okay, so we just go back. Energy, so you can see it's quite sporadic there. That's just how you're driving the vehicle, and it sort of just works out this sort of driving cycle, projected range that you've got. Same with everything really, it depends on how you drive it, how heavy the right foot is, determines how long that you've actually got left within the battery. So let's just do that. So camera, that's a rear view. You see that's the cleaning thing I did for the wheels just a minute ago. You can actually have this on all the time, which is really good. So as you're driving, you can see who's behind you if you wish, if someone's tailgating you or whatever, but that can be on at any given point. And calendar, that can link up to your Tesla app. So it links up to your Tesla app, which then works with the normal diary system that you may have on your phone. If you've got an iPhone or Android, you can see it's basically it links up to your calendar. Where am I? And then call as well. So this is your telephone. This is your telephone. People in your telephone book. I couldn't get my words out then. And once again, very straightforward. You just press it and you can just listen and off it goes. So it's all straightforward. What I do like about this is that with the actual map itself, if I'm not too sure if I'm going, say, round here, this is where I'm going to be going a bit later. That's the traffic lights there, and it'll also give me how bad the traffic is. So that sort of colour there, the orange or amber, the traffic is a little bit dodgy just there, but if it goes red, then there's traffic jams and so forth. But once again, the car will actually tell you to divert if that's the case. One of the biggest questions that people do ask is where the charging points. How do I know where to go with the charging points? Well, it's extremely easy. There's a button just here, the symbol of the charger. You press that and it will give you all of the latest charging points. So for me, there's a charging point just here, so I'll zoom in. So there's a charging point there, and you'll see that on here, if I do the display, so if I just zoom a little bit there, so at the moment there's 3 that are available. Sorry, 3 that are being used so far. So I've got 3 that are available, and I can see that throughout. So if I just go back here, where's the charging point? There's one just there, so I can zoom in. Actually, there's 2 on either side. So one's being used and the rest are free, which is fantastic. Actually, at the moment, this mode is in night mode. I prefer it in night mode because it's all black. But if I just change that display to day, it's a lot brighter. But I do suffer with migraine, so I just do put it back into a dark mode. So this is a little bit better now. So you can actually see how many charging points are there and which one's being used. So at the moment, one's being used there. See, there's only 1 that's being, there's none that's being used. So if I actually want to go to this particular one, I just press it just there. It will tell me where it is. And then there we go. So now it's calculating the route and that's ready to go. So by the time I get there, I'll have 59% left.
Singing notice ready.
And then it will just take me there. Not literally, I'll have to drive, but you know, you can see what I mean. So it will just take me there with a sat nav. So let me just cancel that. So it's extremely easy. And the charging points, you can see there are a fair few. So they load in London, but the supercharger points are the best ones personally, because it's extremely quickly of charging the car. Once again, it's between sort of 30 to 35 minutes, I tend to find, to charge. So let's just have a look. Calendar call, we've done that. Click on the car, so you've got all the display just there. You've got this at the top here, you've got this button. So this one here is called Sentry mode. So once that's pressed, what happens there is as soon as I leave the car, Sentry mode's activated. So if anyone comes near the car, it'll actually record, because there's cameras around the car that actually record that particular person if they're around the vehicle, which is really good. Then you get a notification on your mobile phone as well. So there it is. So it's all extremely straightforward. A lot of people just look at it and think it's very confusing, but it's not. Just take a few moments just to have a look. But it's something that you know, I'm getting used to personally, because this is my company car and I'm sort of getting used to it. But it's great. You know, I wouldn't go back to any other car. The driving style is fantastic, and this screen is absolutely superb as well. Oh, one last thing. So these are the radio stations here. How can I forget? So these are the radio stations. So we've got radio, phones, that will just come straight from my phone. And then we've got this thing, karaoke, which is good. So if I click onto this, one of my favourite songs. And this actually works as you're driving. So with a passenger in the car, you've got people in the car, this is really good. Don't worry, I won't sing. But this gives you an idea.
I close my eyes and I can see.
The sound system as well is absolutely fantastic. It's absolute crystal clear and it's just superb. So you can see what I mean. It's that little feature is brilliant. Then we've got Spotify as well. So you've got all the playlists, all various things that link up that you can listen to, all various new releases. So really, you can turn that down. So really, you'll never get bored driving this. Little button just here while I see. So that's north facing. So that's north up. That's heading, and then like I said, you can control everything there. To navigate, it's very straightforward as well. So no matter what, depends on where you're going, you can just press the navigate there. You can go to work, home. If you're hungry, click hungry, and it will just come up with various different places to go. A lot of the places are shut now, but it will just give you some places that you can go there. So there we go. That's just a bit of an overview of the Tesla 3. Any questions, just let me know. Let me turn that down. But it's an absolute fantastic car for a company car. There's no tax, so there's no company car tax this year, which is absolutely spot on. But any questions, just comment at the bottom, and there we go. Thanks for watching.